How to start recording podcast in person for under $600. If you saw the last video, you know we talked about how to record a podcast for under $500 at home. What if you're recording with a guest or you have a co-host? How do you record in person with someone else and do that on a budget of, say, $600 or less? Now, unfortunately, we do have to push the budget up a little bit because we're basically doubling the amount of gear that we have to get. But we can do it pretty effectively and pretty efficiently. And frankly, if you look out for deals, you can easily find out how to do this for under $500, I would even say. So definitely check pricing before you go out and buy these things. Always check your prices. That's a consumer tip of the day. So for an in-person recording, you need 4 key things to be able to record. You need a microphone, you need a microphone stand, and then you're also going to need an audio interface. And of course, you're going to need headphones too, so you can monitor the audio and make sure everything's coming out as you intend. This is the SM58 right here. It is a durable mic. Shure has some footage of this thing being run over by a truck and then used in a live performance. I mean, these things are awesome. If you have toddlers, which I do, I highly recommend something like the SM58 because it will survive anything. Seriously, children gnawing on it, whatever you have, it'll take care of it. This mic is a fantastic microphone for anyone starting out or anyone that's going to be encountering a rough and tumble environment when they record. It's just a solid mic to have. The other great thing is for about $110, you can actually get this plus an XLR cable. It's got a cardioid polar pattern, which is great for in-person recordings, and it's also got really solid noise rejection and direction. You can point this at a mouth and be fairly far away from the mic, and it'll pick it up really well. This mic also plays well with audio interfaces, and what I mean by that is you don't have to crank the volume all the way up to 11 in order to eke out a sound quality that's good enough for a podcast. I'm looking at you, Shure SM7B. Now, the other mic I recommend is the Rode Pod mic, and this one is about the same price as the SM58. It's similar sound quality, everything else. I will say I find this one to be a little bit brighter and frankly just not quite as good. I like a warmer tone in my mic, and the capabilities of the SM58 I think outshine the Pod mic for what it is. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. All right, so we got our mic down. What do we need next? Well, we need a mic stand. And recording in person, you're not going to take a clamp-on stand because you just never know what kind of desk you're going to run into. So the best thing that you can do is get something like a mic stand. And this is one that I recommend. It's just a generic one off Amazon, and it does a great job. It's about $10 or so, and it will do everything you need it to do with an SM58 or the Pod mic. I will say the Pod mic is a little heavier, just as a warning. This is one of the mini stands that I recommend for the bass. This is the Lix Pro, and I think it comes in at around $20 or $30. It does a great job. It's a weighted bass, so it's a little heavier. It can handle a heavier mic. It can handle this RE20 right here, but it could also handle the Rode Pod mic or something along those lines as well. If you get a heavier mic, you want a stronger bass, and this is a great way to go. We'll have a link to all this in the description as well. All right, so we've got our mic, we got our stands, we got our cables. What do we do next? We need to talk about audio interfaces. To fit it in at under $600, the recorder that I recommend is the Zoom P4. It's a great recorder that can record up to 4 people. It's got 4 XLR inputs. It'll do phantom power, so you can have condenser mics if you really want to. I don't recommend it, but it's there. You can have it. It'll also interface with Bluetooth. It can be used as a digital audio interface to use with the computer. And on top of all that, it's got headphone jacks directly into the unit. And at about $200, that's a steal. You don't get headphone jacks integrated into recorders again until you get up to the Rodecaster Pro. So take advantage of it. The recorder also records at the 48 kilohertz and 24 bit, which is about the standard for podcasting. Anything more than that, like 32-bit or, doubling the kilohertz, and you're getting into a range where it's like, are you really recording a podcast or are you recording a movie or music? Like, that's where that stuff becomes more important. Alternatively, and I don't recommend this, but you could use something like this audio interface. This is a Scarlett 2i2. You could also look at the Vocaster, which is Focusrite's new line specifically for podcasters. The Vocaster will also sync with the camera, so if you're filming your podcast, you can actually run the audio out to that as well. Honestly, go for the Vocaster if you're going to go that route, but remember, you're always running a risk when you record to a laptop. Just make sure you have enough hard drive space and that your laptop's reliable. Just see the video I did about it. And lastly, but certainly not least, are headphones. What do you use? Well, in general, I recommend something like the Audio-Technica M20Xs again. And the reason I recommend these is they're just solid headphones. They'll take a beating. They'll do a really good job on set, offset, wherever you are. These are the same headphones that we used in the previous section, and they just do a good job. They're pretty good for on a budget. They look nice if you're going to have your guest on camera, and they work really well. So I definitely recommend these. Obviously, this is if you're looking to cut price and get under $500, you could definitely save some money by not using these or using a cheaper headphone, if you will. So that's all you need to know about how to start a podcast for under $600 in person. Visit our website at the link below, and you can find our podcast gear guide that actually walks you through the different steps and the different budgets and links to all the stuff that we've talked about today. We'll also have links in the show notes for you, so please go check that out. And remember to stay humble and happy podcasting.